Hi children, welcome back to the English class. We will continue with the language elements which we started in the last class. Shall we go? My dears, you could see that the subject part of the sentence usually is a noun sometimes, or a pronoun, or anything that stands for a noun. The subject of a sentence can be a noun, a pronoun, a noun phrase, introductory there, or a noun clause. And then, what do you usually call the subject part? As we know, it usually consists of a noun, a pronoun, or anything that stands for a noun. So, the subject part is usually a noun phrase. Shall we analyze the noun phrases in detail? Watch this video.
I saw a little boy in the Armenian camp. His little brother always cries for milk.
My heart aches to hear it.
The women in the Armenian camp do not give it milk.
A woman in this world who has a mother's heart cannot deny him milk.
Could you identify the scene? Yes, here the Chinaman is talking to his wife. About whom? About Mikhaili and his little brother. Did you listen to the conversation? Read the conversation once again. What's the first sentence?
I saw a little boy in the Armenian camp. His little brother always cries for milk.
My heart aches to hear it.
The women in the Armenian camp do not give it milk.
A woman in this world who has a mother's heart cannot deny him milk.
I saw a little boy in the Armenian camp. Can you identify the subject here? It is a pronoun, okay. It is a pronoun. Here, the subject part, the noun phrase has only a pronoun. What about the second sentence? His little brother always cries for milk. What's the noun phrase here? His little brother. Dear children, what do you notice about this noun phrase? What are the components of this noun phrase? What are the constituents of this noun phrase? Shall we analyze in detail? Good. The most important part. What is the most important part here? Brother. Very good. Brother is the most important part. What is brother? It is a noun. So here this noun phrase has a noun as its most important part. Do you know what this particular noun is called? The noun which is most important in the noun phrase. What do you call it? It is called the head word. So what's the head word in this sentence? Brother. Very good. Brother is the head word in this sentence. A head is the key word in a phrase. In a noun phrase, the head is a noun or pronoun which determines its nature. Okay, children, what about the other parts? What are the words which come before brother? Little is there. What is little? What do you call little? Little is the word which modifies brother. So what do you call a word or an expression which modifies a noun? Good. It is an adjective. See this. Now you know what an adjective is. An adjective is a word that modifies a noun. It describes the quality or quantity of the noun. It gives us more information about the noun modified. സാധാരണ ഒരു നാമത്തെ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കുന്ന വാക്ക് അതാണ് adjective, നാമവിശേഷണം എന്ന് പറയാം. ഒരു നാമത്തിൻ്റെ ഗുണത്തെക്കുറിച്ച്, അതിൻ്റെ ക്വാണ്ടിറ്റി, അളവിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ഒക്കെയാണ് സാധാരണ adjectives പറയാറ്. അതായത് ഒരു നാമത്തിനെക്കുറിച്ച് കൂടുതലായി ഉള്ള വിവരങ്ങൾ നൽകുന്നു എന്നതാണ് ഒരു adjectiveൻ്റെ നാമവിശേഷണത്തിൻ്റെ ധർമ്മം. What comes before the adjective? His. What do you call his? His, as we know, is a possessive. What are the other possessives? See this list. Possessives are generally called determiners. What do you mean by determiner? Yes, say this. A determiner is a word that introduces a noun. It comes before a noun or an adjective. Possessives are determiners. Now, there are some other words also which act as determiners. Let us go in detail. Look here. They are all articles. What are the articles in English? A, an, and the. Articles are determiners. There are two types of articles. One is definite article. The is the definite article. And the second one is indefinite article. The indefinite articles are a and an. And look here. They are demonstratives. This, that, these, those, such. These are all demonstratives. Demonstratives also are determiners.
Demonstratives show where an object or a person is in relation to the speaker. Demonstratives are this, that, these, those, etc.
So, what are the determiners? See the list.
His little brother always cries for milk. ഈ സെൻറ്റൻസിൽ ഹിസ് ലിറ്റിൽ ബ്രദർ എന്നുള്ളത് സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പാർട്ടും ഓൾവേസ് ക്രൈസ് ഫോർ മിൽക്ക് എന്നുള്ളത് പ്രെഡിക്കേറ്റ് പാർട്ടുമാണ്. സബ്ജക്റ്റ് പാർട്ട് നൗൺ ഫ്രേസ് ആയിട്ട് വരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ നൗൺ ഫ്രേസ് ഹിസ് ലിറ്റിൽ ബ്രദർ, അതിന് നമ്മൾ അനലൈസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്കതിനെ രണ്ട് ഭാഗമായിട്ട് തിരിക്കാം. ഹിസ് ലിറ്റിൽ എന്നുള്ളൊരു ഭാഗവും ബ്രദർ എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ഭാഗവും. ബ്രദർ എന്നുള്ളതാണ് അതിലെ ഹെഡ് വേർഡ്. ഹിസ് എന്നുള്ളത് ഡിറ്റർമിനറാണ്. ലിറ്റിൽ എന്നുള്ളത് എഡ്ജക്റ്റീവും.
Shall we go to the next sentence? What's the next sentence? Right. My heart aches to hear it. Subject part, my heart. So, here, my heart is the noun phrase. And what are the constituents of this noun phrase? You could see the head word. Which is the head word? Heart. What about my? Right, determiner. So, this noun phrase has a determiner plus a noun. Clear? Shall we go to the next one? Yes, the women in the Armenian camp do not give it milk. Dear children, can you identify the noun phrase here? Very good. The women in the Armenian camp. The women in the Armenian camp is the noun phrase. Which is the head word? Good. Women. What's the determiner? The. Very good. So, the is the determiner. Women head word. What's the next part? Yes, in the Armenian camp. It is a phrase, of course. It begins with a preposition. So, what do you call it? A prepositional phrase. Very nice. It's a prepositional phrase.
ഈ സെൻറ്റൻസിൽ ദ വിമൻ ഇൻ ദി അർമേനിയൻ ക്യാമ്പ് എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നൗൺ ഫ്രേസ്. ഈ നൗൺ ഫ്രേസിന് 3 ഭാഗങ്ങളാണ്. ദ എന്നുള്ളത് ഡിറ്റർമിനറാണ്, ആർട്ടിക്കിൾ. വിമൻ ആണ് അവിടെ ഹെഡ് വേർഡായിട്ട് വരുന്നത്. ഇൻ ദി അർമേനിയൻ ക്യാമ്പ് എന്നുള്ളത് പ്രിപ്പോസിഷണൽ ഫ്രേസാണ്. ആ ഫ്രേസ് തുടങ്ങുന്നത് ഒരു പ്രിപ്പോസിഷൻ കൊണ്ടും അതിനുശേഷം ഒരു നൗൺ ഫ്രേസാണ് വരുന്നത്. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു പ്രിപ്പോസിഷൻ പ്ലസ് എ നൗൺ ഫ്രേസ് വരുമ്പോഴതിനെ പ്രിപ്പോസിഷണൽ ഫ്രേസ് എന്നാണ് വിളിക്കുന്നത്.
Shall we complete this? Good. This noun phrase has, yes, a determiner plus head word plus a prepositional phrase. Very good, children. What is the Chinaman's wife's response? A woman in this world who has a mother's heart cannot deny it milk. See, children, what's the noun phrase? Good. A woman in this world who has a mother's heart is the noun phrase. Shall we analyze this noun phrase in detail? Yes. See, what's the first part? A. What is it? It is a, yes, determiner. What comes next? Woman is the head word. What is next? Right? In this world is a prepositional phrase. Very good, children. What about the last part? Who has a mother's heart? What is it? Could you see that this part has the verb has? It is not like the phrase which we discussed. Here it has got a subject and a verb of its own. What do you call such a part? We call it a clause. See, children, so now you know what a clause is. What's the difference between a phrase and a clause? Exactly. A phrase generally does not take a verb, but a clause, it will have a subject and a verb. Right, very good, children.
Here in this sentence, you can see that the noun phrase has 4 constituents. The first one is a determiner. It's an article, you can see that. And the head word is woman. In this word is a prepositional phrase. It's followed by a relative clause, who has a mother's heart. ചില സെൻറ്റൻസസിൽ നൗൺ ഫ്രേസിൽ ഇത് കൂടാതെ ഹെഡ് വേർഡിന് മുമ്പേ ഒരു എഡ്ജക്റ്റീവ് വരാം. അതുപോലെ ഡിറ്റർമിനേഴ്സിന് മുമ്പേ മറ്റ് ചില വാക്കുകൾ വരാം. ഉദാഹരണത്തിന് ഹാഫ്, ഓൾ, ബോത്ത്, സച്ച് എന്നീ വാക്കുകളും ഡിറ്റർമിനേഴ്സിന് മുമ്പേ വരാം. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള വാക്കുകളെ പൊതുവെ പറയുന്നത് പ്രീ ഡിറ്റർമിനേഴ്സ് എന്നാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു പ്രീ ഡിറ്റർമിനർ വരാം, ശേഷം ഒരു ഡിറ്റർമിനർ വരാം, അതിനുശേഷം ഒരു എഡ്ജക്റ്റീവ് വരാം, പിന്നെ ഹെഡ് വേർഡ്, പ്രിപ്പോസിഷണൽ ഫ്രേസ്, റിലേറ്റീവ് ക്ലോസ്. ഇത്രയും ഭാഗങ്ങളാണ് സാധാരണഗതിയിൽ ഒരു നൗൺ ഫ്രേസിൽ ഉണ്ടാവുക.
Now you have learned what the subject is. Haven't you seen the different constituents of a noun phrase? Yes, a noun phrase can have
A predeterminer,
a determiner, it can have an adjective, yes, then it may have the head word, right. After that, it may have a prepositional phrase and then a clause. Usually this clause is known as a relative clause. A relative clause modifies a head word. Shall we do some assignments? Children, see all these sentences.
Identify the constituents of the noun phrase. First one, all the inmates of the Tolstoy farm who were not engaged in the kitchen were to give some time in gardening. Second one, the only training that Indian children received in South Africa was in the 3 hours. Next one, the camp of Armenian refugees on the outskirts of the town looked like a small village. Fourth one, a lovely dark woman appeared. And the last one, all the young people had not been with me since their childhood.
They are from maternity and the Tolstoy farm. First, read these two texts, find out these sentences, and then identify the subject parts and the predicate parts. Then, find out the different constituents of the noun phrase. Shall we do it? There is one more assignment for you. Dear children, here is your next assignment. Read this. See, the Chinaman's wife was very happy to give this little child breast milk. And we know probably there may be a conversation between the Chinaman's wife and Mikhaili. Construct the dialogue between them. Try to use all these types of sentences in the conversation. Identify the subject parts and predicate parts. And then write down the different constituents used in the noun phrases which come as the subject part. Dear children, we have already had a very detailed discussion regarding the noun phrases, the subject part and the predicate part. We have yet the verb phrases to learn, but we will be learning it in the next class. Now it's time for me to leave. Signing off. I am Mohanan, Kuthuramba Higher Secondary School.